Hello, I am struggling with deep inner and psychological pain. I fell in love innocently with a person and gave him love, kindness, and tenderness. Instead, I met cruelty towards me and my feelings. I was ridiculed and humiliated. I have never felt shame with such force before. I believed that I had found a person in whom I saw a reflection of myself. Due to external limitations, his interest and provocations towards me remained hidden from others. So all the time it seemed that the problem was me. I feel bad for myself. It is hard for me to live with shame and guilt that does not belong to me. I was deceived, and when I suffered and insisted that the violence stop, I was blamed for it. The pain and trauma that I carry sometimes make me feel powerless in the face of life.
Hearing those words, you can just feel the profound weight of that experience, can't you? This isn't just about disappointment. It describes a deep, gut-wrenching betrayal, a form of emotional violence that leaves these invisible but very real scars. So in this explainer, we're going to explore this experience together. We'll try to understand the dynamics at play, and most importantly, we'll map out a path toward healing and reclaiming your sense of self.
All right, let's start with the single most critical thing to understand, especially if that story resonated with you. This is the foundation for everything else. Let's make this absolutely 100% clear.
I want to say that again because it needs to be heard and really absorbed. This is not your fault. Being open, loving, and vulnerable, those aren't mistakes. Those are acts of incredible courage. The responsibility for the cruelty, for the manipulation, for the humiliation, that lies entirely with the person who chose to inflict it. Your action was to love. Their action was to harm.
You know that intense feeling of shame and guilt that was described? It's crucial to understand that it is not a natural result of something you did wrong. It's actually a tool intentionally used by the abuser to control the story, to make you question yourself, and to keep you silent. It's a heavy burden that was forced on you, but it was never, ever yours to carry. So how does this happen? How does someone get so turned around that they end up feeling like the problem was me? Well, there's actually a clinical term for this specific kind of manipulation, and just understanding what it's called can be a huge step in taking your power back. It's called gaslighting. And what it is, really, is a slow erosion of your reality. It's when someone twists your experiences so much that you actually start to believe their warped version of events instead of your own. It's sneaky, it's confusing, and it's absolutely designed to make you feel unstable and totally dependent on their point of view. And these tactics line up perfectly with the experience we heard about. Shifting blame is exactly what happens when you're told it's your fault for reacting to the violence. Hiding actions from others? That's the secret provocations, right? It's designed to isolate you. And denying your feelings or telling you that you're just overreacting? That's a classic move an abuser uses to cover up their own inability to feel empathy.
Now, this kind of deep emotional pain isn't just a thought or a bad memory you can file away. It actually lives inside of you, physically. Trauma gets stored in the body, and it sends out signals that it needs your attention and your care. Maybe you recognize this feeling, that tightness, that heaviness, or just that frantic fluttering right in your chest. That's not just nerves, that is your body's nervous system holding on to the fear and the distress from what you went through. It's a very real physical symptom of emotional pain. And what about that feeling of tightness in your throat, that sense that you can't quite speak up or even breathe properly? That's really common. It's the physical feeling of being silenced, of having your truth denied, of all the words you needed to say just getting stuck. And this brings us to a really core message here. These physical feelings, along with that sense of being disconnected from the person you used to be, these are not signs of weakness. They are valid, intelligent signals from your body. They are a completely normal response to a deeply abnormal and harmful situation. Your body is just communicating where the wound is.
So, where do you begin? The journey of healing isn't about erasing what happened. It's about gently and compassionately reconnecting with yourself. Let's look at a few first steps you can take.
Now, this isn't some checklist you have to complete overnight. Think of them as practices. First, just acknowledge your pain without judging it. It is real. Writing can help get all those swirling thoughts out of your head, which creates a little bit of distance. Gentle movement, like a simple walk or some stretching, can help release all that tension your body is holding. Practicing small acts of care, making a cup of tea, listening to a song, that helps rebuild the connection to yourself. And finally, creating new boundaries is a powerful act of self-protection. It's about deciding what and who you allow into your space. And I want to end on this. The ability to put this kind of pain into words, to describe it clearly, that is not a sign of being broken. That is a profound act of strength. It's the very first, and maybe the hardest, step toward healing. It proves that no matter what, the part of you that knows your own truth is still there, fighting to be heard. So the question isn't if you can heal. The real question is, what's the next gentle step you can take for yourself today?